Of course, what do you do with hose when you have wet hose?
Yeah.
So it doesn't get mold and get weak, you have to hang it to dry. So what we have here is
The
our,
hose tower, like they have them in the city.
you know, some of those places like Yorkville, they have the big clock tower, so they can hang their hose straight down. Most of the newer halls have a half tower, so the hose gets hung, but it's only on a,
Will that open?
yep. So we've got a lot of hose in here. It's not like we had a huge fire a while ago. All our hose gets tested once a year. So this is half of our complement of hose that's hanging here to dry. And so you can see, you can go inside there and have a little peek. So we hang the hose there. It's depending on what time of the year, but at this time of the year when we have heaters on and stuff like that, it dries usually a little quicker. And then once it's dried, we roll it and store it, or if the hose on the truck is wet, like it would be right now because all the hose was tested,
Okay.
then we just put the dry stuff on, hang the wet stuff, and then when it dries, we put it in storage.
Okay. Well,
Anyway, so that's what we have here as far as how we dry our hose and maintain it, and it's probably one of the more important things we have because it's usually under extreme pressure. We operate under 1400 kPa is our minimum pressure for firefighting. All our nozzles and that are geared for that kind of a pressure. Then every day, first thing I do is I'll come here and get my equipment on the truck. And then I guess probably our most important piece of equipment is our what we call SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus. So what we have here is, so we do go out on a call, my equipment goes on, and then when I get to the station, or to the incident, and we need breathing apparatus, I would take this off. I would have all my equipment on, of course, and so that's probably our most important thing in firefighting is to be able to breathe. Without breathing, you're not going to be able to do a very good job inside or outside, and it's dangerous too. The products of combustion these days are so much different than 50, 60 years ago when everything was more natural, wools and fibers and woods. Where now, if you have an average room like most people, like a living room, when things combust like TVs and synthetics and everything, it's a real toxic environment where even one breath, I think a lot of people think, I'll just take a deep breath and run or something. But even one breath of some stuff like that will put you down. It's amazing how much different firefighting has become with all the toxins and the chemicals and everything that, this is probably our most important piece of equipment. So this gets checked every day, every morning, gets checked and put through tests. The pressure inside the tank is recorded on a book daily. And so it's probably one of the most important things. But as you say, the hoses have to be working. Everything has to work, and so we prime ourselves for that moment when we have to react. So a lot of training, a lot of checks every day, so when something does happen, we'll be ready to respond in the best way we can. Well, you can feel, no, that's just a mask we wear.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to work with all that. This thing becomes like a sponge, their coat and everything. Yeah. Once it gets soaked, you have a sponge that's dry, it's light as a feather.
Oh, yeah.
When it's soaked, it becomes heavy. And all our clothes becomes soaked right away, internally from sweat and externally from water. And with all the equipment and this on your face, it's a lot different than working like we are talking right now, swinging an axe or something. But when you have this on your face and trying to do all that, it becomes a lot more challenging. So I don't know if you want to.
I don't think I can hold.
No, okay. Mark?
Yeah. Whoa.
So, yeah,
It's
it's a
very-
little bit of weight there.
Wow.
I'll hold it with you
It's,
if you want.
Oh, yeah, it's really heavy.
Yeah. So that working with that on your back in heat and blackness and everything, it can become challenging, and that's why I say it's more like a younger person's game. You know, getting up to my age, yeah, I can still do it, and I know I can do it, but it's a lot harder. And as a captain and the more senior officers, the chiefs and that, they're more to delegate the tasks that we have to do and make sure it all gets done in a safe way, in a good way. So that's why it's, you know, having young, strong people in the fire service, it all blends together with older veterans have the knowledge and the experience, and the newer people coming with strength and skills. It all comes together usually in a pretty good way. Yeah. I still look forward to coming to work, actually. You know, even though I have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, it's never been like, oh, geez, I gotta go to work. You know, I've always enjoyed coming. So I guess that's a good thing. Hopefully it'll be like that right to the end. But one day, you know, they're gonna tell me to hit the road.